Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
We got Josephine in, is that Vermont? Hey, Josephine, welcome to the show.
Hello, how are you?
We're doing great. How can we help?
So I have a question about avoiding lifestyle drift as my income goes up. I am very frugal because I would love to be able to not work past the age of 50. And I'm on track for that as long as I sort of freeze my spending where it is now. And I'm always sort of torn because I also would like to live a little better sometimes. Like I would like to.
Can I jump in,
stuff.
Josephine? Can I jump in
Yeah.
really quick? Because I think for our audience, this will be interesting. Are you a part of the FIRE movement, or at least on the fringe of the financially independent retire early? Is that what I'm hearing?
No.
Oh,
I mean,
good.
I know what you're talking about, but my motivation is more that my dad died when he was 54, and I work really hard, and I would love it to be optional at least. You know, maybe I'll work longer, but
it feels like you're at the point now where you've got a touch of that movement in you, where you're working so hard, you just want to enjoy a little bit of life. And I just wonder if there's not maybe loosen the belt one or two notches. Sorry for that man metaphor there, but it's like you're living so tight and you're squeezed with your time because of the money issue and the work issue. And I just wonder if you can still retire at a young age, but also enjoy life a little bit. I wonder what are you missing? What would you say to Rachel and I? I wish I could do this every once in a while. What's being sacrificed?
well, I mean, really nothing. I guess like I live very comfortably, but I guess the thing that I sort of
There's
go
something.
back and forth about is a new car, which I don't need.
Okay.
And I worry that I want it more because of like comparing myself to others than
So we're just
really
talking about.
needing it.
Yeah.
What are you driving now?
So it's a 2020 Mazda SUV,
Like the CX-7?
the 5.
The 5. Yeah, it's a great little car.
Wow, great for you.
It's
Ken
fine.
Ken knows
It's
his
great.
Mazdas.
I watch a lot of sports.
Who
So
knew?
the sport,
Oh.
if you watch it football, the car commercials are like
all
ubiquitous.
the guys are laughing. out
Yeah,
there
that's
at
the only
lobby.
reason I
Yeah,
know that.
that's
I'm not
funny.
some
That's
car
so
guy.
funny.
That's a nice car, though.
So yeah, it is. Oh,
You
it's
don't
great.
need. You're right. You don't need anything else, and you shouldn't be jealous. You got a
I
nice
know.
car.
Yeah, and I think
But I
Josephine,
guess,
there's and so let me
when
say
my
this.
brain goes
I
there.
do for your dad and his story. What happened at 54 that caused him to pass away?
He had an accident at work.
Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That's tragic and traumatic and all of that when it's sudden like that. So what I would say is there's part of the motivation, possibly, I don't want to put words in your mouth, part of the motivation for you that wants to retire at 50 is a little bit of this fear that may not be a reality in your life. And I'm sitting here next to Ken, and I think the stars have aligned today because Ken is one of the best talking about the value that you bring, Josephine, to the world, that work is not something to escape, but it's something that you can actually enjoy and find something that you find meaning from. Now, I agree with you. I wouldn't want to be paycheck to paycheck, feeling like I'm still scraping by and that I'm still so nervous that I'm not going to be able. But at this point in your life, you could, because how old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay, so at this point in your life, Josephine, you have a solid 20, 25 years past that 50 point, 52, 55, that you can put away some serious money, save, but more for the reasons that are not completely fear-based. Because I think part of what's paralyzing you maybe with your lifestyle is this fear of if I spend, then I'm not going to have enough to put away. And if I don't have enough to put away, if something happens to me, X, Y, and Z. And I understand that, there's reality to everyone's stories and everyone is on this earth a limited number of days and we don't know those days. But for you, I think there's some freedom to give yourself to say, yeah, I'm going to shoot for a goal. But the reason I'm shooting for the goal is not out of fear, but maybe out of something else. And I wonder if that motivation is different, if that feels different in your expenses, that if you do get a bump and a raise and you're still being wise and you're investing 15% of your income and you're out of debt and you have some money saved for an emergency fund and you're doing all of this, that it gives you permission to give some of that away and to save some of it, sure, and to spend it and enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would kind of focus in on that.
I think Rachel's on it. Josephine, I think Rachel's got a great point. I think this is a mindset switch. Here's what I'm hearing. Okay, I'm going to say this really fast. You tell me if I'm right or wrong, and I don't mind being wrong, okay? You're frugal by nature. You're very disciplined by nature. And I think what's going on is you're just dealing with normal comparison stuff that I deal with, Rachel deals with, we all deal with it. Because somebody in your life has got a really fancy something, and it's a whole lot sexier than a Mazda CX-5. And I think what's going on is you're going, man, I kind of want that. But here's what I want you to do when you start to feel that way. Do you want what comes with that fancy car that your friend can't actually afford? And they're dragging around $750, $1,100 car payment. That's real. I'm not making that up. And I think if you start to go, would I want that? Would I want to have to spend more of my savings on that? You start to go, well, what would I have to do to have what they have? And I think you'll go, ooh, I don't want that. I think you're going to be really happy with your awesome life in Burlington, Vermont. You're killing it, Josephine. Keep going.